Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are still using the Spring Corners stamp set. And I realized today there is a die set that goes along with this, but I don't have the die set. And I'm just really happy using the Spring Corners stamps. So this one I've done on crushed curry, and I've got some of the antique pearls down it. And what I did is I used the Full of Life Designer Series paper, and then I used the heart stamp from the set to decorate the shapes. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. This is a portrait card, and we're going to do this one as landscape, and we're going to use the lemon lime twist paper on this one. What I really like in quilting magazines is when they show you a quilt pattern and then show it in different colorways. So that's what I'm kind of hoping to do here. Each card has kind of two different colors so that you can, if one color doesn't really speak to you, another one will. And I really like it when I see things done in different colors. And that way I can say, oh, I do identify with that. I do like that. And then I can fall in love with the pattern on its own. So we're taking the thank you for everything, and we're just putting it right in this top corner here. And then I'm using Memento ink just because if I were to use like Melon Mambo in here, it really wouldn't have the same kind of oomph. So I've got a piece of the Full of Life paper, and it is in 3 3/4 by 3. And I'm just going to take the Memento ink, and I'm going to just stamp a heart in each square. I'm not aiming to be perfectly in the middle. I'm okay with it being just a little bit random. And so just going through, and I love this paper, how there are so many different colors that you could pull out kind of in each sheet. The Designer Series paper in behind is also the Full of Life, and it's cut to 5 1/4 by 4. And I chose a paper that would kind of accent the colors that are in the piece that I'm using to stamp the hearts on. So let's just move all of that out of the way. So again, this piece was 3 3/4 by 3, and I'm matting it on a 4 by 3 3/4 piece of the lemon lime twist. Again, if you wanted to cut the center out of your cardstock so that it you can save a little bit of it, that's absolutely fine. I do that sometimes, not all the time. So we're just going to do this as well. I'm just going to make sure that I've got the card opening the right way. And I actually really like how the Memento black ink just really pops on this Designer Series paper. Okay, so I'm going to grab some dimensionals, pop them on the back here. There we go. And I'm just going to pop one in the middle to make it a bit more stable. This piece here is slightly more. It is still the 3, but it's 4 1/4. This one's 3 by 4 1/4, and this one is, let me just measure this one. It's 3 1/4 by 3, so it's just that little bit smaller. Sorry, head's in a different place. So yes, so I kind of sized the paper so it still fit on the card, but it also fit the shapes on the card as well. And there wasn't one with squares on it in this, so I used the ones that I think of them as like fingerprints. So we're just going to pop this on here, kind of just so it doesn't need to be specifically in the middle, but I really wanted it to kind of really pop with this around it. And I've colored some of the antique pearls with the dark Melon Mambo, and I'm just going to add them to the card. And I could have done this one a little bit longer, but it didn't fit. I liked how this was all in a grid, and I would have had like half hearts and that. It would just, or half squares. It just didn't look quite right. So I just made it just that little bit different size. I'm just gonna pop one up there. And there we go. That is our card using the Spring Corners stamp set, along with the Full of Life Designer Series paper. And again, those 2 colorways so you can figure out which one speaks to you. Thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.